And we are back. So we just followed these cultists through the sewers and we got to this townhouse, it seems. So let's see what's up. I actually off screen went back into the sewers to see if I'd missed anything. I thought I'd missed a few turns, but honestly didn't really miss anything. Few barrels at most. Weren't any enemies or anything I'd missed. Alright.
Idiot! Now, just before we're about to succeed with our plans, this type of negligence is starting to slip in. That won't go unpunished, just so that's crystal clear.
But Master, I've done everything in my power to...
Silence. It's bad enough you were caught, but to reveal our secret passages on top of that is unforgivable. Mercy on you if the ritual fails because of you. Perform the last rite already, and then bring me the heart without delay. If you haven't succeeded in shaking off your pursuers by then, we won't have much time left.
Yes, sir, Master Gamblack.
Thank the 12 gods you found your way here. These creatures, they want to kill me. Please, help me.
It seems we already have company. Time for me to leave this disagreeable gathering. Finn, crush this meddlesome vermin. Permanently.
It will be my pleasure, my master. And you, since your curiosity caused me so much trouble, you will die just like my other victims. Men, you know what to do. I'll take care of the missy.
Whew. Well. Let's see.
For Amazon Pride.
Let's
Good
see if we
choice.
can
Attack!
kind of...
Ow! The old witch bit me!
Onward!
No, don't gang up on her.
No, please, have mercy.
This isn't going well.
Ha! Listen up, everyone. Attack! Die! I'll take care of that.
Oh. So everyone does get experience points even if they're unconscious. It's good to know. Cultist dagger. Yeah, might wanna...
Good choice.
This is healing +2, right? Yep. Failed. There we go. Questlog updated. Murder in Furdog. Rescue the Archivist. Those Red Butchers had removed their masks. Finn, Furdog and Caston Gamblack, members of the nobility, are pulling the strings in this series of murders and are now threatening Lausanne. Their crime stops here. Where did they go? Did they go upstairs? Let's save. What is this? War and weapons. There they are.
You are truly more trouble than a purse of false ducats. I advise you to stay where you are.
Bloodthirsty dog. Dog. Touch a hair on Lausanne's head and you will pay with your life. One step closer and the archivist dies. I don't warn you a third time, it's over. Face it. I'm not done with you. You will pay for your bloodlust, and the murder of Ardo of Borstak shall be avenged. Ardo who? Ha, don't be ridiculous. If I had killed someone by that name, I would have known it. You can count on that. Neither your insanity nor your lies can save you. I will put an end to your murderous ways here and now. You still don't get it, do you? You can't stop what has been started. It is your end that is nigh. Well, let's get him. Let's have you step back a bit. And let's try out this one. Wait, why can't you? Lightning finds you, so it did work. Let's try this one.
I'll take care of that. Avenging
Try one of those. Can use that again. You can use that.
Drink blood, my sword.
Try one of those. Oh, this is a buff. Hang on. Try another one of those. Ouch. That's a shame. It would be nice if Rulana had some kind of taunt.
Come on!
What in prayer's name happened here?
Grand Inquisitor.
Archivist, explain this chaos.
The Grand Inquisitor of the Church of Preos. You here? Certainly, you omitted to respond to my demand for an explanation. I'm waiting. Excuse me, Inquisitor, my name is Alina. I am working with the agreement of the Madam Captain on investigating the murder perpetuated by these men. The archivist discovered a link between the victim that led us to them. So these men are guilty of the misdeeds. Who exactly are they? Yes, Great Inquisitor, they are Finn of Furdark and Castan Gamblack. Together with their henchmen, they were hunting down the descendants of dragon slayers. When researching my family archives, I only just discovered that I too am of dragon slayer heritage. These red-clad murderers must have discovered that too, but Alina was able to rescue me from their murderous clutches at the last moment. Otherwise, I would certainly have died in the same way as the other victims. Very well, but do you know the reason for their foul acts? No, unfortunately, none of our opponents survived as we fought for our lives. Only Castan Gamblack managed to escape. He fled before the fight began. I intend to hunt the scoundrel down right now. You will do nothing. Look around you. How can light and truth be brought to bear these crimes if you slay everyone connected to them? But your holiness, should Alina have simply let these villains have their way? Silentium, do not test my patience unnecessarily. Even if I deeply deplore your methods, you have nevertheless freed all of Furdock from a great evil. Now be gone. Everything else lies in the hands of Praeus and his enlightened Inquisition. As you wish, Grand Inquisitor, but I would ask that I be allowed to join you in your apprehension of Castan Gemblack. Who do you think you are? You cannot simply hunt down a nobleman whose guilt has not yet been proven. But do not contradict me. I hereby forbid any further interference in this matter, especially from you. And now be gone. Archivist, you remain here. You shall now provide me with all the documents that support your accusations, all of them, without exception. As you wish, Grand Inquisitor.
Prance. Ah, they've got no sense of justice, except for what's good for them. For Amazon pride.
I don't believe it. Until now, I'd only heard good things about that Devonia.
Oh,
I'll take care of that.
Rulana, we've got a lot of wounds to take care of. Can she do two at once? I guess. Let's see. Yeah, the thing though with that fight is that we could have had a fourth man, of course. Need to remember. We could have had Forgrim with us. Murders in Furdock. Speak to Barla Brokensmith. Grand Inquisitor Davania says that Madam Captain Barla Brokensmith is waiting for me in the foyer. I'm supposed to go and tell her what happened. Bodyguard. Do you have anything to say? No. In the name of
Praeus, what is your request?
Would you please let me through? I urgently need to speak to Grand Inquisitor Davania. No, if the Grand Inquisitor cares to speak with you, it is he who decides the time and the place, not you. But I would have important information regarding the murders. There are no truths that remain long hidden from the venerable Davania. Or Davania? No, Davania. I'm not sure. Worry not and go on your way. But do not contradict me. This conversation is concluded. Right. Hang on, just one more. Oh, there she is. There's Bala. Okay, so we should probably speak to her then. Well, I don't really recall Vanya telling us to, the Grand Inquisitor telling us to talk to her, but what's all this? Maybe we could go. Well, let's see what does this lead? Barred door. Look, quite a bit of experience points. Right, that's maxed out. Nope. Yeah, I'm not really sure yet what to do with Gladys here. But may... Well, yeah, I should probably just get her, for starters, get her that spell that increases her armor. And also, probably get some defensive abilities. Maybe some dodge. She could use a shield, maybe. May not be a bad idea. But yeah, we need a trainer. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to give her, well, maybe some wouldn't be a bad idea, but to make her a crossbow or a bow wielding magician, because I believe for most of these you have to be close for these offensive spells. Astral energy. I'm also not sure what to get. I have seen kind of unique daggers, but I haven't seen unique fencing weapons yet. Kind of like the idea of her being a wielding daggers. But on the other hand, you can't dual wield daggers, so it's probably going to be a shield.
All right. Tetragrammaton.
There we go. Aha. What's this? Taking action with Ardo. Let's read about that. Whoa, that is pretty long. Well, maybe let's just read this one. Adventurer Harold Brain 1030 BF striding to action with Ardo. So I take it this is a kind of a news clipping of sorts. On traveling in Midden Realm travel, reports always enjoy widespread popularity, and so this time we want to spirit our so inclined readership to the roads of Garathia in Kosh, Ardo of Borstark, Skyen of the Kosian noble Borstark family, and Burgrave of Oxenblood, of Burgrave, relocated to his resplendent city residence in Furdark this spring. Read for yourself how in the course of his travels His Highness freed a village from a plague and lifted a curse, essentially while merrily passing through. The tradeswoman Anlove Emer Kettlestone graciously led us her account for this report. It goes without saying that I joined the brave Burgrave travelling party when my father requested me to bring the Kosian bills of exchange to Furdark. For every knows how unsafe the roads and routes are, and furthermore, there are recent reports of robber bands in the area around Furdark, who are as greedy for your last thaler as a donkey is for a carrot. Burgrave Ardo has travelled far and wide. You have to know. And who heard the story of how he bravely rode into the ogre battle, how he fought at the Troll's Gate, or how he was sorely wounded before the gates of Gareth, when the sky crashed down on the heads of the capital city populace? At least most of those stories were not known to me, but today I can tell any of them as well as Burgrave Ordo. For I heard them often enough during our journey. I caught my first fright in a small hamlet in the Rubreth lands. As the knight decided to leave the Imperial Road in favor of the beauty of the countryside and travel to Furdark along the floodplains of the Dracula. Don't worry, mate, Anlove, Ardo said in fatherly fashion through his beard, in which some remains of breakfast were still to be seen. You are traveling with Knight Ardo. The worst thing that ever happened to him was that the Goletta fortress once fell on his head, but nothing else. And should the robbers outnumber us, then I'll cover your retreat. The curse of Nordingen. Thus we came to the hamlet Nordingen, in the middle of nowhere, far from civilization. The villagers were already rushing out to meet us, but it was not a greeting they brought, but a warning. We could not enter the village by using the bridge at the old mill. We would inevitably fall from the footbridge into the cold water, he covered with warts, and then break our neck even before we could even get angry about the warts. The Burgrave listened to the farmers shouting, meanwhile harumping into his beard. Then he thrust his lance towards one of them, his helmet with its sadly bedraggled feather tuft towards another, and dismounted. Good people, you say a witch has placed a curse on your bridge. We'll see about that, he exclaimed, and strode straight to the rotting bridge. Upon my soul, that bridge didn't need a curse to be a danger to life and limb. Every single plank was so decrepit. Yet without blinking an eye, without any concern at all, the Burgrave stepped on the first plank and then the other. He was across faster than it took me to hurry towards him. Once on the other side, he turned around, squeezed his eyes shut, and stood still. The villagers just stood there, mute and staring expectantly. And then he barked, woof woof. He growled and then laughed out loud so heartily that the farmers were startled. See, my fine farmers, that's how quickly Knight Ardo can lift a curse. Now, all of you, just come over here. It's not dangerous anymore. The farmers did as they were told, and the real miracle happened then. Not a single one of the rotten planks broke, even though they all cracked very menacingly. You should know Anlove, the Burgrave explained to me later that evening in the Arms and Castle Inn, that I know all about curses and ghosts. I've been living in the Oxblood Castle drafty gatehouse since bloody Hugo of Rude's shield drove me out. For the castle has been occupied by foul spirits in more generations than I have fingers on my hand, so a decrepit footbridge of over a brook is nothing by comparison, nothing at all. The end of the Brown Vale cut bursts. Beyond Dracula we reached the Kosh lands and the village of Brown Vale, which lay in an unsightly, you can already guess, brown valley. These villagers greeted us as the last one with apprehension, and at first they thought the Burgrave was a robber baron because of his scuffy appearance. But when he introduced himself personally as a valiant hero and a relative of the good nobleman Blasius, their confidence grew. Some weeks before, a band of swaggering louts had exchanged their scythes for swords and were robbing travelers and villages of their money and possessions. The Burgrave didn't like hearing this news at all, and harumphed into his matted beard again. So we waited, then, until the frightened villagers announced the arrival of the highwayman. Burgrave Argo girded his sword, put on the helmet, took the ox slab in his right hand, and went toward the band of thieves, alone. I crept along behind him, as did the rest of the village, but not to back him up, no, but to get a better look at the scene. There they stood, 10 young lads and lasses equipped with pieced-together armor, and a motley assortment of stolen weapons that in some were not worth more than my grandfather Edemir's rocking chair, which not only killed him, but he also died in. Zounds, the Burgrave exclaimed. May the cave dragon egg strike me. Hang on. You are hardly more than a bunch of lice-ridden children. He placed the ogre slap in my tender hand with his iron-gloved one and strode purposefully towards the group. A mountain of a knight, the royal boar on his chest, and acting very much like the previously mentioned cave dragon, 2 of the boys drew their swords. The others stood rooted to the spot. But the Burgrave didn't break his stride, but twisted the sword out of the hand of one, grabbed the weapon of the other, and flung them through the air in an arching curve, boxed a number of ears more resoundingly than the anvil dwarfs had seen in more than 8 generations, and sent the Robert band packing. Away with you, miserable buffoons. Go straight back to your parents' houses. Your mother will be careworn. The fathers shedding tears because you are stealing the Lord Spreo's best days. Make haste, you too. The Burgrave ran after robbers just like I used to chase the chickens in my childhood, and he freed Brown Vale from its scourge. There was no more excitement for the rest of the journey to Furdock, but I memorized the stories well, so that I could laugh at the right moments, and bid a polite farewell to this remarkable man upon our arrival. Burn Burghouse. So right, it seems that our old friend Ardo is quite the character. This is shorter at least. Let's see what is. Nope, didn't mean to do that. That is very long. I've read enough for now. Let's see. Is this the way we came? No. Well, it was, but I meant to go the other way. Alright, let's talk to Barla.
There you are.
Madam Captain Borkensmith, you here? What's going on? And what gives that Davanya the right to stick his nose in? And what gives that Davanya the right to stick his nose in? Alright, especially now everything's cleared up. Well, when the Church of Prayos heard that another murder had been committed, the Grand Inquisitor offered his help. In his desperation, the Count accepted without further ado. That pompous skirt-wearer talks as if the town guard has nothing to do with clearing up the murders. At least you prove there's still some virtue in this world. But I can't do without the help of this self-proclaimed chief investigator, but let's forget that for now. Tell me what happened. It looks like the noblemen Finn of Furdock and Caston Gamblack are responsible for the murders in Furdock. I managed to slay Finn before he could murder Archivist Lozane, but Caston Gamblack managed to escape. Caston Gamblack and Finn of Furdock, unbelievable. But what was their motive for those gruesome murders? Lozane discovered that almost all the victims had something in common. They were all descendants of dragon slayers. Why those animals tore out the hearts of their victims, only Gamblack can tell us that. Perhaps you're right, but if he's wise, he will already have left Furdock. I don't like anything about this whole thing. Maybe it's not the worst thing that the Prayats have taken over the case. But I don't understand. Why Finn of Furdock denied murdering Ardo? Lozane said that Ardo of Borstark wasn't a dragon slayer descendant, but he was still murdered. I just don't understand it. Don't worry, I'm sure Gamblack will be found. Then everything will be cleared up. At least you were able to stop the murders and save the Archivist from a horrible death. I'll take you to Count Groen now. I'm sure he'll be pleased to hear the news. Very well, let us go to the Count's residence. Ducal residence. Should have taken my helmet off.
Ah, I
finally have the chance to meet you. I've already heard so much about you. How you solved the murders all on your own and brought the culprits to justice is a genuine masterstroke. Thanks to you, some peace is returning to Furdock at long last.
I wasn't alone. My brave companion, Gladys and Rulana, deserve just as much credit, as does Archivist Lozane, who bravely helped us. It is a true honor to have a group of such heroes before me. As I am sure you know, a large sum of money was promised as the reward for solving the murders. I actually didn't know. Well, and if I did, I forgot. You have earned this. Take this medal of the city of Furdock as a small token, not forgetting the promised reward. But that is not all. I would like to introduce you to someone. Regent Dariana. Alina, it is a great pleasure to finally meet you. The pleasure is all mine, Regent. Etiquette. Ha, very good. Your friend Ardo of Borstark was working for the Regent. God rest his soul. It was her idea to give you Ardo's residence, you know, his home on Prior Square. I'm sure it's what he would have wanted. Oh, we're getting a house. My thanks, Count Groen. And also to you, Regent Ariana. But I'm afraid there is also some bad news. Not all murderers were apprehended. Gaston Gamblak managed to escape. Gaston Gamblak, you say? He was involved in the murders? Good heaven. How could I have misjudged him so badly? And now things get tricky for him. He takes flight like a coward. Oh, and now that things get tricky for him, he flies like a coward. Well, at least we are rid of the treacherous scoundrel for now. I think 50 ducats for his capture should make things difficult enough for him. Sooner or later his rabbit foot and bribery money will run out. And as for Finn's statement, he obviously just wanted to get out of a difficult situation. But enough doom and gloom for now. The heart of Furdock thrives again, my friend. These gruesome murderers have been stopped once and for all, and not a moment too soon. I have just been informed that the Temple of Hesinde has been completed. Soon after the proclamation of the Dragon Quest, laughing and dancing townfolk will fill the streets. I hereby command the lifting of all roadblocks. Now go, Alina. Furdock welcomes you with open arms. Enjoy your reward and visit your new residence at your leisure. Wait a moment. Oh.
I'd like a word with you. It's about Ardo of Borstark.
Ardo was my old friend and mentor. I can give you as much time as you want. Did I understand you correctly? Has Finn of Furdock denied killing Ardo? That is true. As Count Groen said, he probably just wanted to save his skin. But tell me, do you know why Ardo would be at the harbor at that hour? Well, I asked Ardo to sound out certain elements in Furdock. Furdock's dismal predicament has obviously attracted certain greedy characters of dubious honor. Increased smuggling through the harbor is particularly worrying. Ardo was supposed to find out where the trail of corruption might lead. This was all overpowered by the disputes between the two most powerful trading companies in Furdock. His was not an easy task. This whole thing is very puzzling. Do you think his murder could have something to do with his investigation in the harbor area? Were those cultists involved in criminal dealings at the harbor? I can't answer that. There could have been a connection, but who can say for sure? What do you think of continuing Ardo's investigation? It would be a great honor, but I don't really know where to start. I think you should take a look at the two trading companies to start with. You'll raise the least suspicion if you just ask for work down at the harbor. Try to gain their respect, then maybe you'll find out something important. The Storebrand Trading Company is near the brewery, while their competitors, Nischbeck, have theirs near the docks to the east. The Nischbeck Trading Company near the eastern docks and the Storebrand Company near the brewery. I'll see what I can do. Report back when you've managed to get work with one of the trading companies. You can rely on me. Ardo's work will not be in vain. Farewell, Regent. Right. Closed. Murders in Furdock. Alright. Hunt down Caston Gambleback. Caston Gambleback has fled Furdock, but it's just a matter of time before I find his trail. That fiend can't have gone far. I should keep my eyes peeled for clues of his whereabouts. In its current weakened state, Furdock is obviously proving a magnet for avaricious persons of dubious reputation, with the ever-increasing smuggling in the dock area proving particular cause for concern. Ardo had been tasked to find out where the threads of this corruption net converge. The whole matter had also been overshadowed by the dispute between the two most powerful Furdock trading companies. Ardo was tasked with bringing to light the dark goings-ons at the harbor. Now it's up to me to tie up the loose ends and complete his work. Make contact with the Niesbacks. I should make contact with one of the trading companies. The Niesbacks have their trading post in the eastern part of the port, near the docks. Regent Dariana suggested that I disguise myself as someone looking for work. Only as an employee will I be able to gain ready access to information that would otherwise remain hidden behind the company's doors. I should contact one of the companies. The Stoorbrands have their trading post near the brewery. Regent Dariana suggests I disguise myself as someone looking for work. Right. Let's see.
You've really impressed me. When I first met you, I feared you would only be trouble. But you have performed an invaluable service for the people of Furdock. The reward cannot really repay you for all you've achieved. You should now return to your new residence and remember your friend. I know he would be proud of you.
This is quite a haul. Alright.
Well, how can the Count of Furdock be of service to you?
Oh, nothing important. Forgive me for disturbing you, Count.
You're back. Were you able to find out anything?
I haven't lost your, I haven't even left your eyesight. Good Regent, do you have time for me? I need answers to a few things. Let's see if we can ask her something. How did you get on with Ardo? I still don't understand how things came to such a difficult situation. What can you tell me about the House of Stoorbrands? What can you tell me about the House of Niesbach? Let's find out a little bit more about these trading companies. Stourback. The House of Stourbrand, is a rich trading empire based in Gareth. They recently opened office here in Furdock and are trying to develop profitable trade across the Great River with Garethia. Good region. Do you have time for me? Yeah, we'll do what I can. What about the Niesbach? The House of Niesbach is a well-established and enterprising family of Furdock merchants. They have the largest fleet of wagons in the city and many freight barges. They own many properties and warehouses, and they are well connected with many nobles throughout the town. How did you get on with Ardo? Ardo and I were old friends. He offered me his help freely, and as was always his way, he approached his task with fiery resolve. His death proves that he was on the right track with his investigation. I still don't understand how things came to such a difficult situation. Did your predecessors recognize how serious things were? What can I say? Lord Protector Erwin of Hodson Plots wasn't particularly interested in such matters. He tended to enjoy the pomp and luxurious of his high office more than the duties that went with it. I think that's all I have to ask, right? Yes. So we have to decide which house we're gonna join, or which one will let us work for them. Yeah, so then... So the question is, which one do we want to join? We have the store brands, which are seemingly kind of the new kids on the block. And then we have the House of Niesback, which was already established and has a long history in Furdock. So which ones are causing the most problems? You could say the new ones, but then again maybe it's just kind of the rivalry between the two that's the big issue. Which one has the is causing the most problems? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. So should we join the newcomers or the ones that are already established? Watchman Angrexa of Stone. That is quite the honor you have there. We'll take to prepare the Dragon Quest. So what is the Dragon Quest?
May Hacinda's blessing be with you in all your travels.
Anyone else of note? Townsperson. Right. Nope. Well. Let's take these helmets off. You can keep it on. I like that hat.
Excuse me, my name is Muddlemosh. I was Master Borstock's caretaker. I tended the estate in his name for years, but after his death, the future of the house was uncertain. I've been told you're a friend of Ardos, and that Count Groen has signed the house over to you. Is that correct?
So the letter that Ardos sent us actually mentions the caretaker. That we'd probably meet him at Ardos' mansion and that he would tell us more. So let's see. Yes, that's right. My name is Elena. What can I do for you? I wanted to ask whether you required my services. I know the house very well. I've managed it for many years and I would be very pleased to take care of all domestic matters for you. That sounds like a wonderful idea, Mr. Muddlemosh. I'm sure that it's what Ardo would have wanted. Oh, wonderful. I'll go and make some preparations. I'll see you at the house. Thank you again. See you later. Ardo's estate. You are now the proud owner of an estate in Furdock, situated in an exposed location directly opposite of the Prior's temple. You will find a place of peace where you can relax or store the equipment you have acquired. It also enables you to invite the new friends you have made on your travels to your house. They will then stay with you so that you can add them to your group later. Oh, that's nice. Note that people who are waiting also earn adventure points. This will enable you to upgrade their abilities upon your return. You can also add items to your house to decorate it. Your new caretaker Muddlemush is your point of contact for all matters relating to your house. He's looking forward to working with you and is expecting you home shortly. Cool.
Perhaps Ardo's left some clues behind that could help us.
Yeah. Should probably check out the house. Maybe we should speak to some of our companions. Let's see, do you have anything new to say?
By Rondra, what do you want?
So now, right. So that's pretty cool. So now you're not just sending them away. You're actually telling them to wait at the residence.
That depends on the question. I wander on Rondra's path. That's all you need to know about me.
Yeah, still not willing to tell us.
That depends on the question.
You called yourself daughter of Kirkham. What does that mean?
That's none of your business. That depends on the question.
Well, we've known each other for a while now. How did you get that scar on your face?
Let's just say that the man who did this to me never really recovered from his injury.
I understand. Many thanks. Many thanks.
Oh, what's so exciting?
Could I ask you something?
Ask me something. What is it?
Oh, do you know anything? Do you know anything about the conflict between the two big trading companies?
The feud between the Nicebecks and the Storbrants is almost as much of a part of Furdock as our pale ale. Anytime you hear squabbling going on between the wagoners, captains, and clerks down at the port, you can bet that one side represents the ancient merchant family of Nicebeck, and the other belongs to the jumped-up house of Storbrant. I couldn't tell you how long that feud's been going on. All I know is the plots being hatched as part of the feud are becoming more and more dastardly all the time. One of the Storbrant's wagon trains was lured into the Moorbridge marshes recently by incorrect signposts, and another was held up by a false customs official until an important market in Furdock was over. The Nicebeck family is reputed to have been behind both these events, but only Fex can say which side will prevail in the end.
Let's ask something else.
So exciting.
Could I ask you something?
What is it?
How well did you know Ardo?
Ardo looked after me for a long time when I was younger. He taught me a lot about Midden Realm, and particularly about all the self-important snobs, as he always called the noble classes.
All right.
You know, of course, that he was cut from very coarse cloth for a nobleman. He told me that he found learning to write very difficult, and that he really only did it because it was essential for someone of his standing. But he always said that bathing more than once a moon was nonsense and heresy. But I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know. I've him to thank for my stubbornness, and my store of salacious details about various members of nobility. I miss him a great deal. Ask me something. What is it?
I wonder where this leads to. Please excuse me, but I would like to ask you about something else.
Oh, what's so exciting?
Wait for me at further residence. Oh, right. I
Ask
see.
me something. What is it?
Tell me about yourself.
About me? Now you're asking a lot. But because it's you, I won't be like that just this once. In my youth, I saw a lot of the world, and I feel at home in a lot of places in Midden Realm. I visited almost every city between Havana and Pericum at least once. My knowledge later enabled me to earn a living as a messenger and scout. So eventually I arrived back here in Furdock. This is the loveliest city of all. Even with the strange events of the past few years, there's nowhere in Midden Realm I'd rather be. Who would have thought that old Ardo would turn up here, of all places? Perhaps Fex arranged for me to come here in order that I might see him again.
Thank you for the information, Gladys. You're a lot more talkative than Rulana over here.
Let us go to the Temple of Rondra. I will pay homage to the goddess and honor her splendor.
It's pretty, isn't it? And the people's pockets are often well filled, too.
So where are we now? Right, we're in the Ducal Citadel. Right, this was the this was walled off.
Whatever shall I do now? This blasted dwarf and this stupid well.
What are you talking about?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Whatever shall I do now?
Yeah.
They say you solved the murders. The gods must have sent you. I have a little problem.
What is it? The fountain. Look, there's no more water. I've been charged with reporting on the situation to Ugosh, our town engineer, but I can't find him anywhere. Who knows where that dwarf is? I really need to get this fountain working again. How can I help? Do you want me to find this Ugosh? No, there's no time. It was Count Groen's express wish that the square to be pristine for the festivities. There are some maintenance tunnels running beneath Furdock that lead to a room that regulates the water supply to the fountain, but I have no idea how to work the machinery. You should come down with me. Will you help? Yes, let's take a look. Very good, thank you.
In this stupid well.
Here we are. You'll find the lever to regulate the water flow at the back. I've tried everything, but I can't get it to work.
Turn the big wheel when you think you have the right combination. Just let me know if you don't manage... just let me know if you don't manage it and we'll go back. Oh, a lever puzzle. Okay. Hang on. Oh, we're really zoomed in here. Well, you can stay here. Let me have a check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh dear. No clues or anything. Just try whatever.
I guess that wasn't right. Just don't break anything, whatever you do.
Are you serious? It's like man, those are some combination. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 combinations.
I guess that wasn't...
Of course that isn't right.
I guess that wasn't... I guess that wasn't...
No clues or anything? No, it doesn't look like it. Right, well, I think I'll call the episode here for now. I might just look this up, honestly. Well, it would be a shame if I looked it up and then it would tell me that you need to find a maybe a book or something that gives a clue. Yeah, I don't really see any. Right. Or I could just stop recording and go on my little adventure here, trying whatever combination I can think of. But yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.